style. Did your friends just come and hang out?
Hi guys! Today I'm going to talk to you about how I got my energy back. I was not doing well. I was flat out on the couch. I had total brain fog. I had no motivation. I was feeling really just depressed because I didn't know what was wrong with me. I didn't know which way to turn. So I feel like this is something that could definitely help you or someone you know if you're struggling right now. Before we get into it, I would like to thank Ritual for sponsoring this video. They have helped me so much with my gut health. I have a monthly subscription to this Symbiotic Plus. It is a game changer. Ritual Symbiotic Plus is a 3-in-1 prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplement all in one. It supports gut, digestive, and immune health. It has delayed release technology, so it reaches your colon and not just your stomach. And you only need 1 capsule a day. Prebiotics support the growth and activity of beneficial bacteria that naturally lives in our gut. The 3-in-1 formula is a prebiotic which supports the growth and activity of beneficial bacteria living in our gut. The probiotics are living microorganisms and are included to relieve bloating, gas, and mild occasional diarrhea. The postbiotic provides fuel to the cells that make up the gut lining and support the gut barrier function. The strains of probiotics have 11 billion CFUs for digestive support, and you do not need to refrigerate these. Ritual has products for different stages of life, including prenatal and this multivitamin for over 50. Ritual offers a subscription delivered to your door with free shipping every month. You can take these with or without food. I've also been drinking this Ritual Essential Protein. This is plant-based for over 50. Symbiotic Plus and Ritual are here to celebrate, not hide, your insides. There's no more shame in your gut game, you guys. That's why Ritual is offering you all 20% off your first month using my code BEAUTY10120. That's 20% off during your first month by going to ritual.com/beauty10120. So on top of all the other symptoms that I had, one of my biggest issues was my belly. I'm going to pop up a picture here of how swollen my stomach was. I had gained weight. My stomach was, as soon as I ate anything or even didn't eat anything, my stomach was just swollen, gassy, just painful. It was every single day and I couldn't figure out what was going on. I was also having hot flashes and trouble sleeping. It was just not good. Like I could not function at all. So I'm going to tell you the steps that I took to get my health back and get my energy back. The first thing that I did is call my doctor. I 100% recommend that. It's so important to have an amazing doctor who is going to work with you to figure out what's wrong and to help you find out the best way to heal yourself. So I told him all of my symptoms and I said that I wanted a full blood work panel for anything that could have been the cause for any of my symptoms or especially my exhaustion. I do have Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which is a slow thyroid, and I take medication every day. I take a compounded medication which has no dyes, no fillers, no colors, and that was the only one that had worked for me, and I have to pay out of pocket for it, but it's completely worth it because I was getting so sick on the other thyroid medication. So that was one of the first things that we needed to check, is my thyroid levels, to make sure that everything was still balanced on the medication. Next, I wanted him to check my FSH, which is the levels that are going to tell you where you are in menopause, or if you're in perimenopause or before menopause. I am full blown done with menopause, which unfortunately does not mean that there's no more symptoms. I will be 55 years old this year, and my mom is 77 and is still having hot flashes. We checked all of my nutritional values, like everything he could think of. It was just a ton of blood work. That came back, everything was fine. It did confirm that I was post-menopause, so that made me think, could a lot of these symptoms be from menopause? Because I was definitely having the hot flashes, so I was thinking maybe all of the other things that are happening to my body is from menopause and my hormones being completely out of whack. So the first thing I tried is vaginal estrogen. It was like the safest route to go. I just wanted to get some estrogen into my body to see how I would react. And it did not go well. I had really bad cramps and bloating. It was miserable. I did not like it. So I stopped that after about a week and a half. And because I was having so much cramping and pain, my doctor sent me to get a uterine ultrasound. Everything was fine. So that didn't work for me. So one of the points I'm making by telling you this is it's okay to try things. It may not work. It's not going to be like one size fits all. What worked for me may not work for you. So that is something really important, is you have to do your own research. You have to make your own decisions. Every single person is going to be different. We all have different bodies. We all have different medical issues. We are different ages. We're at different stages of our life. So it has to be very customized to each person. And I wish I could just come on here and tell you guys, yeah, this is what you do and you're going to feel great. But you may not. But I'm giving you kind of a guide to where to start. So number one, talk to your doctor, get a full panel of blood work just to see if anything really stands out. It may be something really simple, like a nutrient that you're missing, or you may have a thyroid imbalance or hormonal imbalance. So definitely that's where to start. After that, I talked to my doctor about possibly trying some kind of hormone replacement therapy. I did a ton of research on my own. Like for a week straight, that's all I did, is just watch YouTube videos of doctors, of scientific studies. I read. I just really informed myself of all of the pros and cons. I listened to both sides of people's opinions. Some doctors will say that it's the most wonderful thing in the world, and some doctors will say don't do it, it's not good for your health. So that's another huge point here, is make sure that you do your research. You're never going to find a complete agreement across the board with all of the medical professionals and scientific research. You have to do your own research and make your own decision based on your intuition and how you feel. Also based on talking to your doctor about it and the risks and benefits. That I can do a whole other video on the hormone replacement therapy and the videos that I watched to figure out what I was going to do. So one of the biggest hurdles for me was that I have had 2 blood clots in the past. I had one after my knee surgery. I got a blood clot in my knee, and then I had one when I broke my arm. I got a blood clot in the broken arm. So of course, that's one of the risks of starting hormone replacement therapy. So I went to a hematologist who specializes in blood disorders, and she did a full panel workup. It was like 10 tubes of blood to test for any possible reason why my body likes to clot when it gets injured, or if there was a risk in taking hormone replacement therapy and giving me a higher risk of getting a blood clot. All of the blood work came back perfectly. I got the green light to go and start hormone replacement therapy. So after all of my research, I realized that doing a transdermal hormone replacement therapy, which means a patch or a cream or something topical on the skin and it absorbs into your skin, was the safest route to go, and a bioidentical hormone which matches your actual hormones. So that's what I did. I started a bioidentical hormone replacement patch that you put right on like your panty line. and I change it twice a week. It's just like a little sticker, and it has the estrogen and the progesterone right in the same patch. The progesterone will protect your uterus, and the estrogen is what makes you feel so much better. My hot flashes went away in a week. I was like, I started feeling better in my head. I could think more clearly. Within 2 weeks, I had not one hot flash. My body was regulating temperature again. I was just so happy that I had made the decision, and I feel really confident and safe with the decision that I made. However, I still was not feeling as good as I needed to. I knew that something was going on in my gut. Your gut and your digestive system is going to determine everything in your body, because if that's not healthy and balanced, everything is going to be thrown off. You're not going to be absorbing nutrients correctly. It's just the center of health in everyone's body. The bloating was out of control. The gassiness, the pain, I knew something was wrong. It was almost like I was eating like rotten food, and that's the type of response that my body was having. That's what the response felt like. So I was like, okay, something is going on. So again, I started the research. Non-stop research on the gut, on healing, on different ways of eating. Now, I became vegetarian on my own when I was like 8 or 9 years old, just because it felt right for me, and meat did not seem edible to me. I was just grossed out by it. So as a little kid, I became a vegetarian. I never ate meat again. But around, I think it was like 8 years ago, I became a vegan. I stopped all animal products. However, I still was eating honey. Some vegans do eat honey. I did. So my whole entire life, my body was fueled on carbs, always. And I'm not saying that carbs are bad. I'm not saying that any way of eating is good or bad. What I am saying is that for some reason, my body stopped responding to carbs. I had the worst IBS and constipation where I had to take laxatives every single day. I still am. I'm not ready to go completely off, but I do keep weaning down to see how my body is doing. I also had SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. You are not supposed to have the bad bacteria in your small intestines. That is supposed to stay in the outer part of your intestines, and it wasn't. So that's where all of that pain and bloating and everything was coming from. And then I realized that carbs or sugar or both, even healthy carbs, are fueling that SIBO. The SIBO is in there. Like every time I put carbs into my mouth, which was my whole entire vegan diet, even though I ate plant-based, I ate healthy, like I ate super healthy carbs like quinoa, I ate oatmeal, I ate like all of the fruit, bananas, one of my favorite foods. Even though I was eating healthy carbs, the SIBO and my body was not responding well. My insulin started spiking, which it never did before in my life, making me not feel good. The SIBO was on overdrive, the constipation. So after again doing so much research on all different sides of eating, I knew that I would continue to be a vegan. That will never change. I always say never, but for me, I can say I will never eat meat. It's just not going to happen. So it just doesn't feel right for my body. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not telling you guys to become a vegan. It's just what feels in my soul, in my whole being. It feels right for me. So I was like, how am I going to get rid of carbs or lower carbs and be a vegan? Like, is this even possible? So I started doing so much research, and then popped up was vegan keto. So I'm like, maybe it is possible. Now I tried vegan keto many years ago when I was having intestinal issues. It was around the time when I got diagnosed with thyroid disease, and my whole body was out of whack. So I tried vegan keto for like 24 hours. I got so sick. I did it the wrong way. I was like, no, this will never happen. I am just meant to eat healthy carbs forever. Well, things have sure changed, because I did so much research on how to safely and slowly transition carbs out of my diet. Right now, the only carbs that I'm eating is like a handful of blueberries, about a cup of cucumbers, and like a few cherry tomatoes. All of the rest is protein and healthy fats, and that is the way that I've been eating for about 2.5 weeks now. It was rough in the beginning. I did get the keto flu where you cannot even think in your brain. I did have a couple of days that I was literally like shaking and pouring sweat. It was rough. You don't have to go into it like full bore like I did. If you want to try it out, like go into it gradually. But after, I would say, probably 9 days, it was like a switch went off. My brain is working. I can think. My head is clear. I have energy. I can go like 22 hours without food. I'm not hungry. I'm not craving carbs. I'm not craving food. I listen to my body each and every day. I drink electrolytes. This is 64 ounces of water that I fill way up to the top, so it's more than 64 because I go all the way up to here. I put electrolytes in here, I put magnesium calm in here. Plus, I like to have my coffee and matcha, so the amount of liquid that I'm drinking every day is more than I've ever drank in my life. I'm actually thirsty. It just blows my mind how my whole body shifted over. I am still learning, you guys. Like, I am at the very, very beginning stages of trying to figure this out. I am like trying to figure out different meals that I can have. It's all about listening to my body and seeing what works for me and what makes me feel worse and what makes me feel better. I'm just so grateful that I finally figured out for me the hormone replacement therapy and getting rid of the carbs in my diet. I eat under 30 grams of healthy carbs a day mixed in with like a keto type of eating, which is like moderate protein. I am kind of higher on the protein though, so I need to kind of play around with the macros. But once I learn all of this, I don't even want to look at macros. I'm just learning. Like my body is adjusting. I'm learning. I'm trying to figure it out. So once I figure this out a little more, I will do a full eating video for you guys. I was actually going to do that initially, but then I'm like, no, I don't want to mess you guys up. If you want to try anything like this, like I just want to explain to you the steps that I've been taking and where I've been for the past month because I've been feeling so sick. And I just would not give up. And I just feel like it's so important for me to share the steps that I took and to really stress how much research I did on my own and how much research you need to do on your own. If you're feeling horrible, just lay there with the clicker in your hand, go onto YouTube. You can search anything you're looking for. Look for credible people that you're following, look for doctors, look for scientific studies, whatever you're looking for. Listen to both sides, go with your gut. Not everyone's going to agree. The professionals are not going to agree. Doctors are not going to agree. Your friends, your family, does not matter. You have to go with your gut and just try different things. Just don't give up, because if you give up, you're just going to stay stuck where you are right now. And there's always a way out, you guys. And I'm telling you, where I was a month ago, I couldn't function. I couldn't work. I couldn't think. Today I have filmed 3 videos and I'm still going strong. I had like this little thing of high-fat chia pudding with peanut butter and some coconut flakes in it, and that's all I've had today. and I'm drinking my electrolyte water. And normally before, when I would be filming videos, I was like, oh, I have to take a break, I have to go eat something, I have to get my energy up. But I'm finally becoming fat adapted, so my body is using my own fat and the fat that I'm eating to burn as fuel. And it's like a steady, no spikes in how I feel. Like before, if I didn't eat for say 2 hours, I would start getting shaky and I'd be like, oh, grab a banana, something to quickly spike my insulin. But now my insulin is like nice and steady. I've got just this clear energy, just, oh, it feels so good to not have to think about food all the time, to not have to think about fueling myself, to not have to think about what is wrong. I know I'm on the right track, and I hope so much that any of these things that I have gone through or tried are going to help you guys. If you have any suggestions, any questions, if you want to tell your story down below, please leave it down in the comments below. I feel like once we are really honest about what we're struggling with and we share the steps we've taken to feel better, it can help so many people. So please put your story down below in the comments. Let me know if you found things to help you or what you're gonna try that I suggested today. Again, a big thank you to Ritual for sponsoring this video. I will link everything down below in the description box, along with a 20% discount for you guys. Just use code BEAUTY10120. I will put the link below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos. Make sure to share this video if you know anybody who is suffering. If you think it will help anyone, please share. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Bye.